becoming a professional is not only about wearing a suit, leading a team, or obtaining a degree. After all, it requires tact, patience, and commitment. It is also about the values of responsibility, accountability, integrity, and excellence at all times in all places. Teaching then is a dynamic and challenging profession. It requires one to establish a good and harmonious relationship with parents, students, and other stakeholders. Professional teachers are required to maintain good ethical standards and practice good values worthy of emulation while sustaining the practice of professional standards. Here are some of the laws that concern the professionalization of teaching. Presidential Decree 1006, RA 7836, RA 9293. In Presidential Decree 1006, whereas the Constitution provides that all educational institutions shall be under the supervision of and subject of regulation by the state, and requires that the state shall establish and maintain a complete, adequate, and integrated system of education relevant to the goals of national development. In the pursuit on these objectives, the Department of Education and Culture has adopted ways and means of overseeing all the educational institutions in the country. Whereas the supervisory function of the DEC has been primarily beamed towards ensuring that the educational institution inculcate in the studentry love of the country, teach the duties of citizenship, and develop moral character, personal discipline, and scientific, technological, and vocational deficiency. Whereas to implement these objectives, the institution have relied upon their teachers whose direct and continuing interaction with the young people and the children make them potent forces for the development of proper attitudes among the citizenry. Whereas this accounts for the tremendous growth of the teaching population, comprising in the civil service sector alone more than 300,000 teachers deployed all over the country. Whereas to ensure that the immediacy and urgency of the teacher recruitment qualitative requirements are not overlooked, it has become necessary to regulate the teaching profession. Although teaching requires a number of years of collegiate study, it is the only course that is not yet considered as a profession. In recognition of the vital role of teachers in nation building, and as an incentive to raise the morale of teachers, it is imperative that they be considered as professionals and teaching be recognized as a profession. Republic Act No. 7836, the Teachers Professionalization Act of 1994. In Section 2, the state acknowledges that the educators play a critical role in fostering civic engagement and national development among law-abiding, well-read citizens. To accomplish this, the state will supervise and regulate the licensing exam, professionalize the teaching profession, and guarantee and advance high-quality education. While in Section 3, the objectives of it is the promotion, development, and professionalization of teachers and the teaching profession, and the supervision of regulation of the licensure examination. While in Article 3, Examination and Registration, Section 13, Examination, Registration, and License required. All applicants for the registration as professional teachers shall be required to undergo a written examination which shall be given at least once a year in such places and dates as board may determine upon approval by the Commission. A valid certificate and a valid professional license from the Commission are required before any person is allowed to practice as a professional teacher in the Philippines, except as otherwise allowed under this Act. In Section 14, Scope of Examination. First, the examination for the elementary and secondary school teachers shall be separate. The examination for the elementary level shall consist of two parts, professional education and general education. B. The examination for the secondary level shall consist of three parts, professional education, general education, and specialization. In Section 15, qualification requirements for applicants, new applicants shall be admitted to take the examination unless, on the date of filing of the application, he shall have complied with the following requirements. First, a citizen of the Filipino or an alien whose country has reciprocity with the Philippines in the practice of the teaching profession. B. At least 18 years old of age, in good health and of good reputation with high moral values, has not been convicted by final judgment by a court of an offense involving moral turpitude. Next, a graduate of a school, college, or university recognized by the government and possesses the minimum qualification as it follows. First, for teachers in preschool, a bachelor's degree in early childhood education, BSED, or its equivalent. For teachers in the elementary grades, a bachelor's degree in elementary education should be BSED, or it is equivalent. For teachers in secondary grades, a bachelor's degree in education or its equivalent with a major or minor or bachelor's degree in arts and science with at least 10 units in professional education, and for teachers or vocational and 2-year technical courses, a bachelor's degree in the field of specialization of its equivalent with at least 18 units in professional education. In Section 16, report of the results of the examination, the board shall within 100 days after examination report the ratings obtained by each candidate to the Professional Regulation Commission for approval and appropriate action. While in Section 17, issuance of certificate and professional license, the registration of a professional teacher commences from the date his name is enrolled in a roster of professional teachers. Section 18, the oath before practice, every registrant shall be required to take his professional oath before practicing as a professional teacher. While in Section 19, periodic merit examination of teachers to encourage continuing professional growth and development and to provide additional basis for merit promotion in addition to their performance training, teachers may take an oral and written examination at least once in 5 years as basis for merit. Promotion, in taking this examination, no fee shall be required, while in Section 23, revocation of the certificate of registration or license and suspension from the practice of the teaching profession. Conviction for any criminal offense, malpractices, gross incompetence, gross negligence, or serious ignorance in the practice of the teaching practice. The use or perpetration of any fraud or deceit and obtaining a certificate of registration and or professional license. Violation of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers and this Republic Act. Unjustified or willful failure to attend seminars, workshops, conference, or continuing professional education program. While in Section 27, inhibition against the practice of teaching profession except as otherwise allowed under this Act, no person shall practice or offer to practice the teaching profession in the Philippines or be appointed as teacher to any position.